Welcome back to your beginner's JavaScript tutorial. This is the third video we have. So this time we're going to be going over variables. So in math, obviously you know what variables are unless you're like in second grade. But variables in JavaScript are basically words that represent data types. Remember last time we had true or false. Whoops, what the heck happened there? Or they had a string that could say hi, and we also had some numbers like 143. That's a bigger number now. So yeah, remember we had true or false, we had a string, and that. So we can have these data types, but remember, we couldn't do much with them. And so, like I said, in more complex programming, we're going to have stuff called variables. And they're going to be they're basically words that represent numbers or values or booleans. So actually, this is illegal in JavaScript, but now it's legal. Actually, that's a different lesson. But basically, to create a variable, you don't type out the word variable. That would be illegal because it's an unrecognized word. You have to type in the first few letters, var, then a space in the name of your variable. Now you can't really have symbols like that or that or wow, cussing mouth. Yeah, you can have the only real symbol I think you can have is this. So the only thing you can have $signs, numbers, and letters. Anything else is not allowed to be a name of the variable. Also, there are keywords in JavaScript, like variable. Keywords are basically just words that the computer does understand. Alright? But they're not booleans either, because they don't mean them something by themselves. So you can't have a variable called variable, because that'd be like what? And you can't have a variable called break. That's a problem I had before. I made a variable called break. Yeah, so you have a variable and you just try to pick a name that probably won't be a keyword in JavaScript. So let's call a variable. And let's say name it my variable. And we can use the equal sign, and we can equal to our value, like true or false. Like, so let's just set this equal to true. And so now we can document dot write. Instead of writing true, actually no, let's just write something cool like hello world. Yeah, I know this is really overused in programming. Hello world. So instead of typing out hello world, we can just type my variable. And so once you type out my variable, and instead, now trust me guys, this is going to print out hello world like usual, because this thing means hello world to the computer, because we set that word mean that up here. So if we go and run this in our browser again, and we reload this, see, hello world. So now, let's say, and we can set it to true or false, a boolean either. So let's say true, and it will output true instead. Oops, I need to save this. See, I didn't save it. So when you reload, it's loading in the same document, but it's, there you go. See, true. And then we can also enter numbers like 123. 123. You guys get it. Now variables can, yep, that's variables basically. Well, no, sorry, that's not variables. Please don't mind the background. So now variables, they can be defined like that. When you create a variable, you're defining it and you're assigning it a value. When you do that, so this first part right here. This first part is defining the variable, or declaring it. Technically it's defining, but yeah, so we're creating a variable called myVariable. Now the second part right here, we're setting it equal to the number 123. But you don't have to do this all in one step. Let's say we have myVariable, right? And we set myVariable equal to I have been set. And so then we can go and document, oh yeah, new function, new way to display data. This is called the alert box. Instead of document.writing it on the page, we're going to create a little box that will show up for you. myVariable. So now instead of document.writing, I just wanted to show you the alert, how it works. So basically you just have alert, and then you have your parentheses there. Let's save this, go back into our favorite web browser, and see, here we have a little box that says I have been set. Yeah, so you don't have to set it. See, we created a variable called myVariable, and we set it. But what happens if you define it and we're assigning it a value? So basically here, we're creating the variable, we're assigning it a value, and then we're alerting it to the user. So now you might be wondering, what happens if we don't assign it a value? Well, the default value for a variable is going to be undefined. So when we redo this again, instead of being I have been set, it's going to be undefined. Trust me. See? Undefined. That's it. And that's it for variables today. In the next video, we'll go over some more stuff. I don't know.